Yo, you battle against my boy Positive. So my boy Positive here, he has an Azelf, a Serena, Celebi, Starmie, a Mega Aerodactyl, I believe, and I always get this wrong, but it's a Darmanitan or whatever that would be, but I always get that name wrong and it always gives me problems, probably Scarf. But I'm gonna be leading off here with my Galvantella. I also have a Absol, a Cresselia, a Talonflame, Ninetales, and a Scarf Nidoking. So Scarf Nidoking, I plan to put on a lot of work in this battle as we get this matchup started. My boy Positive is gonna be leading off with his Azelf here, and he's gonna be doing skill swap, with which I have never really seen. Skill swap really used in battle as something that people use. So I'm gonna be leading off with a Bug Buzz. After I get up my sticky webs and he gets up his rocks, he's gonna actually do an explosion and gets me down to my sash, as I also got him down to his sash. So he's gonna sacrifice himself and pretty much explode my mind. I also did the pursuit there just in case he wanted to switch out and save it for fodder later. That was like a big no-no, you're not doing that. So I'm down to 1 HP. I'm gonna switch out my Galvantella, maybe to sack off later, and bring in my Talonflame, who's going to be taking a whole lot of damage from rocks. And I really don't like running fire flying or ice flying or anything that's 4 times effective to rocks, because a support move is essentially taking out your mind, a mind that you might have to switch out anyway to come back in and take damage later. So he's going to be getting up rapid spin with the Serena there, as I get up a roost here on the incoming Aerodactyl. I get back up to full HP here, so I'm gonna actually switch out my Talonflame and pretty much sack off my Galvantella here, because pretty much he does nothing else in this battle. So I'm gonna switch it out and leave my Talonflame up to full HP, as he actually Mega Evolves his Aerodactyl and pretty much goes for a pointless attack here, as you already seen, I sacked off my Galvantella. But I'm gonna be bringing in my Nidoking here, Hank McCoy, straight out of X-Men, my boy Beast, Mr. Hank McCoy. My Nidoking is scarfed, so expecting him to switch out, I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks here, get them back up as the incoming Starmie comes in, which is another potential rapid spinner, so he can probably get rid of those rocks right away. So I'm going to be switching out my Scarf Nidoking into my Cresselia, who's pretty bulk herself, who's going to be taking a Hydro Pump. And pretty decent damage she takes there, about 41%, as he switches out his Starmie into his Darmanitan. I think I said it right that time. Darmanitan is going to come in here, and I'm going to be calm mining on the incoming Darmanitan, as he's over there bobbing and gigging along. So he's pretty much set to attack here. He's going to do it a U-turn, who's going to do a whole bunch of super effective damage as he switches into his Aerodactyl here, who's going to be taking some rocks damage. I'm going to be pretty much getting up a Moonlight here, and at this point I was kind of gauging on what he would pretty much do, like what he had tried to attack me. Was he going to pull a double switch or something? But he's actually going to go for the crunch, which of course does a whole bunch of super effective damage. And I'm going to get up the Moonlight, because like I said, I was just scouting this out to see what he was going to do. I knew he couldn't kill me with any one hit unless he crit me with that crunch. So he's gonna go for another crunch as I'm continuing my scouting here, and he pretty much gets a super high ass damage roll, because he didn't get a crit or anything, and he actually ended up just KOing me. So I'm gonna bring out my Scarf Nidoking here, and expecting him to switch out, I still just went for the safe play and went for the Ice Beam on the incoming Starmie here. And Starmie is not going to take a lot of damage from that, as he also has leftovers. He's going to be getting some health back here. And I'm going to have to switch out my Hank McCoy here, and I'm going to go into my Ninetales. Ninetales, I believe this is a Veil set, who's going to be taking a whole bunch of rocks, or a whole bunch of rocks damage. I kind of don't like running. I kind of stay away from anything that can take a whole bunch of rock damage, but But 9 tails is pretty useful, as I don't get up my Auroraville here, as this Starmie just straight up OHKOs me after rocks with a Hydro Pump. That's pretty much 2 KOs for Starmie. But at this point in the battle, this is a good matchup, or a good point in the battle for me to bring in my Absol here. And I've been wanting to showcase Absol. He's my favorite. Number 1, no questions asked, number 1 favorite Pokemon. Like, Dark type, gorgeous. Ever since he came out in Gen 3, gorgeous. And then even when, I don't know if it was Gen 6. It was Gen 6, but it was Aura's or Y. He came out with the Mega Absol. I was just like very happy. So I'm going to get up the Sword Dance here. And I was already thinking before this battle, looking at the matchups, if I was to get up 1 Sword Dance, my Absol can pretty much run through Positive's entire team. So at this point, I do get up that Sword Dance as he actually switch out. Instead of going for another Hydro Pump he could have went for. And I get up a Sword Dance, and on the incoming Serena, Mega Horn drops her immediately, and I have nothing to worry about there. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of hail damage here as he brings in the Darmanitan, and I said it right for the 3rd time, and I'm very happy about that. Who gets Sucker Punch right in his grill and gets knocked out. My Absol is pretty much racking up the KOs here. That is 2 in a row. As I take a little bit more hail damage, there's nothing to worry about. The incoming Starmie, who I outspeed, is pretty much going to get 1-hit KO'd after taking some rocks damage with the knockoff, seeing as he had leftovers on. Even without leftovers on, this was pretty much a KO. So my Absol's, you know, pretty much on the roll here, and I'm very happy to get my Absol off the shelf and actually into my YouTube and on some Wi-Fi battles here, as the incoming Aerodactyl also takes a Sucker Punch right to the grill and gets knocked out as well, as his last Pokemon is the Celebi, who is going to get knocked out to the knockoff, and that will be the 3-0 victory in my favor and my Absol. Shout out to my Absol, and shout out to Positive, who actually takes half of the win for me, because he did give me this Absol set. So you gotta give him hands up for that. So yep guys, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, you know what to do. Check me out, check us out, join Discord below. We're doing a draft league. Come say hi, come on, do whatever. And you know, 2 videos on the end screen, and see ya.